Well, I'll be damned. Harold can really act. Hello ladies and gentlemen and movie lovers of all kind, and welcome back to another new release review. And for today, I will finally be covering Searching. Searching was directed by Aneesh Gigante and stars John Cho, Debra Messing, and Michelle La. So the story to this is, after a 16-year-old girl goes missing, a desperate father breaks into her laptop to try and find clues about her disappearance. I went into this movie with high expectations, and I was not disappointed in the slightest bit. This movie was everything I had heard it was, and even then some, honestly. It's really, really good. I highly suggest checking it out, but I will give you the breakdown as always. So to kick off the positives right away is John Cho. Like I said in the intro, Harold can act. Holy hell can Harold act. He does such a good job in this movie. He pours his heart and soul into this role. He feels like a real father, like any father who, of course, terribly has ever been in this sort of situation, or at least how I would imagine them being in this situation, doing whatever they can to get their daughter back, finding every clue, interrogating people himself, thinking that the law can't do it without him, going out on his own, going rogue. Like, it's insane how much dedication he put into this role. I thought it was his daughter. I thought they were just filming the poor guy when all this stuff was happening. I've seen him in a few things too, obviously. He's not just from Harold and Kumar. Like, he's in the Star Trek reboot movies, and he does a great job in those too. But this, it was pretty much his movie. It blew my mind. I never knew this guy had these acting chops, and now everybody does. I highly recommend you check it out for his performance by itself. Next to the whole mystery, and just I guess the overall story to this movie, because the story is the mystery, but it is so well executed. It is the way that I wanted it. It is intricate, it is puzzling, it gives you little tidbits of information here and there, just little blips, blurbs of information, just little breadcrumbs, and you have to piece it together yourself. Once this girl goes missing, and the father, John Cho, starts to investigate, you are just completely in it. There's not a moment to even breathe. You are trying to figure it out. You are with him the entire time. You're trying to put together these pieces just like he is. They did such a good job of making you feel like you are right next to him, like you are him or with him. That was something that was phenomenally executed in this movie. You feel the desperation. You're trying so damn hard that, like, you could just figure it out yourself and just shake him and say, I know where she is, I know what happened, I know what's going on. And next is just the fact that this movie feels so damn real, almost real to the point that it's scary. I feel like a lot of this is the real process and real goings on of when someone goes missing. Like I said, the father investigating, and then when the cops get involved and the detective is involved and they're trying to put these things together, the little bits and pieces, the news reports, and not even just that, the more nitty-gritty stuff. Like, you see some guy and he's from her school and he's just being an ass the entire time, putting comments online, just saying like, oh, she's with me, and dirty things that I can't say on here, things like that. Or even people you see online when he's scrolling through the comments and everything, saying like, people like, oh, her father killed him, oh, I smell like a daddy-daughter murder fest, like, you know, things like that. They're just these horrible, cruel comments. But the thing is, that's real life. If you really dig into the internet, people can be really horrible. There's also a ton of supportive people, which is shown in this movie very brilliantly too, as there would be in real life. People come in, volunteers, join the search parties, people are, you know, putting up posters, things like that. Obviously that part is really real too. But yes, there are a lot of just terrible, awful people online that are quick to blame the father, do this, do that, leave true comments like, who cares, she's probably dead anyway, who cared about her? All of it felt so real, it was scary, it was genuinely like, okay, I really feel like I'm in this situation right now. And next is the editing style. That is something that could be hit or miss with some people. With me, it was a really big hit. And if you didn't know from the trailers, this entire movie is shot from perspectives of like phone screens, laptop screens, helicopter cameras, news reports. For the vast majority of the movie, you are on the daughter's laptop with, like, you know, if you're on FaceTime or Skype or something, you have the little picture in the corner of you. That's basically what this movie is. You see the father going through, and then it's like a screen capture. Your screen is just the laptop screen, and then it's just him up in the corner of the picture. Sometimes, yes, the camera will like zoom in to his picture. That way it doesn't feel like you're just looking at a screen the whole time. It zooms in and focuses on things. But for the most part, it's done like on just like watching a computer screen, watching through a phone, watching through YouTube videos, through news reports, things of that nature. But honestly, I loved it, and again, it added to the realism for me. It made me feel like it wasn't just this big, grand Hollywood movie mystery that you're following along like any other. It felt real. I love it. A lot of people might not like that style. I loved it in this movie, and for me, it makes the movie even better. And lastly is the ending to this movie, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say if it's a this, if it's a that, if it's a whizzle, it's a woozle.
It's a wazzy, it's a woozy.
The ending to this movie is just incredible. Lastly is the only negative for this movie. I can only really think of the one, and even this one is a bit of a stretch, honestly, but it is true when you look back on it. It is important, but it also does add to it being a little bit slower, and that is the fact that the beginning of this movie is a little bit slow. Now, it's not to say that it's not necessary, because it definitely is necessary. There's character building, of course, between the father-daughter relationship. There's building with other family members and things like schooling and jobs and who these people are. Like, you see the daughter playing piano lessons up through her life. You see the father doing things, the family overall. It is necessary from a character standpoint, but that doesn't mean that it can't be a little slow. It's necessary, sure, but whatever, right? It's still a little bit slow. So yes, it is a tiny bit slow. It doesn't feel like it's dragging or anything. Just a bit of a sluggish start, but then once, like I said, she goes missing, it's like you're in it to win it until the very end there. So guys, those are my thoughts on Searching. I highly recommend this movie. It's one of the best of the year for sure. I definitely think, unless the rest of the movies for the remainder of the year blow me away, you will more than likely see this on my top 10 of the year. It was so damn good, and for all those reasons, guys, I'm going to be giving Searching an 8.5 out of 10. So guys, if you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know. Have you seen Searching yet? If not, go searching for it, because it's damn good. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and that's a wrap.